Despite what our day-to-day lives would have us believe, the world isn't all metropolitan cities and high-rise buildings. Black beaches, pink lakes, and mountains that look like rainbows. These are all bizarre places that really exist in our backyard. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at some of the weirdest, most wonderful places in the world that are hard to believe to be real. These are natural wonders beyond comprehension, and they really exist on our humble little planet. Without further ado, let's jump in. Number 10. Jervis Bay, Australia. We begin our journey through the wonderful in Australia. The country down under is home to Jervis Bay, which houses the whitest sandy beach on the planet. But this whiter-than-white sand isn't the reason why thousands of visitors flock to this destination every year. Okay, some do, but most people make their way to the 102 square kilometre oceanic Jervis Bay for the magic that sparkles to life once the sun sets. If you know anything about bioluminescence, then you'll probably know where we're going with this. Jervis Bay is one of the very few places in the world where you can witness the magic of bioluminescence with your own eyes. Masses of plankton populate this bay's water, glowing in the dark to give the water an ethereal shine that looks like something straight out of a storybook. These microscopic creatures are called Noctiluca, aptly also named sea sparkle. Their haunting light is the result of a chemical reaction causing vibration and excitement, which in the process generates a faint glow. Clump millions of these organisms together, as in Jervis Bay, and you'll get magical water that glows every night. If you want to see this bioluminescence for yourself, be sure to visit Jervis Bay in the warmer months. Number 9. The Green Bridge of Wales. Whatever form they may come in, natural bridges are some of the strangest, most unique natural structures out there. Whether it's the massive arch in Arches National Park, Utah, or the sprawling mountains of Bosnia, these pieces of natural architecture never fail to take our breath away. But if there's one that tops them all, it's the Green Bridge of Wales, whose name alone is enough to send chills down our spine. There's a beautifully fragile quality to this bridge, which is only accentuated by the sleepy serenity of the Pembrokeshire coast. The inimitable sense of poetry that flows out of the small, quaint country of Wales culminates at the Green Bridge, giving this natural wonder an otherworldly storybook quality. The arch is found in the Castle Martin military area, so if you want to be able to see it for yourself, be sure to call ahead. Number 8. Spotted Lake, Canada. Tucked away in the tranquility of British Columbia, Canada's Spotted Lake is something straight out of a science fiction movie. Known to the First Nations people as Kliluk, this small body of water is packed with a range of minerals, from trace amounts of titanium and sulfur to masses of sodium and calcium sulfates. When the weather heats up and begins to evaporate the water in the summer, a strange, beautiful kaleidoscope of deposits is left behind. This is where the Spotted Lake gets its name, and the sight is nothing short of extraordinary. In summer, the area will be dry enough that you'll actually be able to walk around the deposits. But be warned, you're going to have a hard time shaking the feeling that something could jump out of the depths at any moment. Don't worry, that won't happen. Number 7. The Rainbow River in Colombia. The name really says it all here. Well, its official name is Cano Cristales, but most non-Colombians call it the Rainbow River. This naturally occurring river is Mother Nature's own celebration of color, and you really have to see it to believe it. Even the most high-quality cameras with the most powerful lenses aren't able to capture the full splendor of the Rainbow River. Yellow, red, greens, and purples swirl and dance in this liquid rainbow, flowing dramatically through the Serranía de la Macarena National Park. The best part? Depending on the light quality of the day, the colors of the lake change and refract in different ways, creating a unique experience each time you go. However, there is some consistency to the Rainbow River. Red tends to be the most dominant color thanks to the Macarena clavigera plants on the bed of the river. What's more, the many nearby waterfalls accentuate the already incredible sight. Number 6. DARVAZA Gas Crater, Turkmenistan. If visiting the gates of hell is on your bucket list, then get ready to put your skates on. While the DARVAZA gas crater in Turkmenistan might not be the literal gates of hell, that'll have to wait for the afterlife. It certainly does look like it. Sadly, its country of origin, Turkmenistan, is planning on closing the crater to the public soon. This massive crater has literally been burning for decades without stopping, creating one of the most haunting, otherworldly scenes on the planet. Visitors have flocked here since the fire began burning to get an up-close and personal look at the sort of view that really shouldn't be possible. While there are many theories on how the DARVAZA gas crater came to be, nobody really knows how the thing caught fire. Some say it was due to a researcher conducting experiments, while others say it happened purely because of nature. If you ask us, it definitely has something to do with Beelzebub, no matter how the fire started. If you want to get a look at the DARVAZA gas crater in person, you'll have to book your trip sooner rather than later. Turkmenistan is set to close the crater down for good very soon, putting an end to a fire that's been burning for decades. Number 5. Tianzi Mountains, China. The Tianzi Mountains in China are no ordinary mountain peaks, that's for sure. If you ever manage to get bored of seeing regular old mountains, which in and of themselves are incredibly majestic, then consider paying a visit to China to see the country's most legendary mountain range. The peaks of the Tianzi Mountains look like they were designed by a nihilistic writer working on a dystopian fiction novel straight out of a post-apocalyptic planet where the only goal is to survive. That sounds dramatic, but drama comes in heavy doses with these mountains. The Tianzi Range is found in Zhangjiajie in Hunan province. They're easily accessible from the region, though if you want to get the full picture, you're going to have to find a way to transform into a bird. Still, getting a side view of these incredible mountains is still bound to take your breath away. Number 4. Lake Hillier, Australia. Now, we may not be expert limnologists, but we sure do know enough about lakes to know that, in most cases, they usually aren't pink. Not pink of any shade, let alone bright bubblegum pink that almost looks completely fake. As unbelievable as it may appear, Lake Hillier in Australia isn't filled with murky green or clear blue waters, but rather with sweet-looking pink water. It's a saline lake found on the edge of Middle Island in Western Australia, and it gets its incredible hue from halobacteria, algae, and other microbes that call the lake their home. If you are actually allowed to go into the water, you'd be completely safe in the lake, but to preserve the lake's appearance, and likely to avoid any sort of liability, tourists and visitors are not permitted to swim in the lake. And maybe that's for the best. The thought of getting millions of pink bacteria on your body probably doesn't sound too appealing. Lake Hillier isn't the most accessible place on the planet, and your best bet is to observe the lake from a scenic flight. Still, if you manage to see this place in the daylight, you'll have seen something many people never will. Number 3. Giant's Causeway, Northern Ireland. According to myth and legend, the Giant's Causeway in the ancient country of Northern Ireland dates back to the time of Finn, who happened to be a giant. Finn the Giant was tasked with defending his land from the fearsome Benandonna, a giant from Scotland just across the pond. The story goes that Finn set out to slay Benandonna and protect his homeland, and built the Giant's Causeway to do so. This is about as much as most stories can agree on, and each story has a different rendition of what happened beyond this point. Some say that Finn had to build several causeways because Benandonna kept destroying them. Others say that, once he reached Scotland, he bested Benandonna, but suffered a mortal injury and shortly perished in the arms of his lover. Whatever its origins, the sight of the roughly 40,000 basalt columns that jut out into the North Atlantic Ocean will surely take your breath away. With the imposing Irish hills and the quietly rolling sea, the Giant's Causeway makes for a scene like no other. Number 2. Zhangjiajie, China. At first, this incredible Chinese mountain range may seem like nothing more than a mere painting, but we assure you that these colourful peaks are very, very real. Taking us back to the ancient and mystical world of China are the Zhangxi Mountains, which are some of the most interesting and unique natural structures in the world. This incredible mountain range gets its colourful appearance thanks to the whimsical movements of mineral deposits over thousands and thousands of years. This is also about the same amount of time it took for China and the rest of the world to pay attention to these mountains. There are several observation decks placed in and around the mountains to give visitors some incredible views of the place without damaging the landscape or hindering the region's natural beauty. If you want to appreciate the full majesty of Zhangyi, be sure to visit in the warmer months because the sun beats down and illuminates the mountain's colors. Number 1. DANAKIL Depression, Ethiopia. Don't worry, we haven't chosen a solemn entry for our last position on the list. Depression is just a name given to this incredible natural phenomenon found in Ethiopia. If aliens exist on our planet, they're at the DANAKIL Depression. This weirder-than-weird place is the result of 3 tectonic plates diverging, leaving behind lakes of lava, acidic springs, and more. DANAKIL looks like something from another planet, and it's certainly not for the faint of heart. Other than looking like an alien's home, the DANAKIL Depression is also called the hottest place on the planet. And not for nothing. In the summer, geothermal activity in this area causes the temperatures to reach as high as 55 degrees Celsius. There is no best time to visit the DANAKIL Depression since it tends to look and feel exactly the same all throughout the year. But if you want the most comfortable experience possible, consider going during Ethiopia's colder months, so that you don't feel like you're melting. It really does get hot at DANAKIL. You've made it to the end, folks! Whether it's a pink lake or a mountain range bursting with colour, the world is filled with incredible, magical places that you have to see to believe. Which one of these places would you want to visit? Let us know in the comments section down below. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Every little bit of support helps. Be sure to click the bell icon down below to be the first to know when we upload a new video. Until next time,